me, come take the stage. Speak your mind, let your heart be free. With every story, we're creating harmony. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. Together we rise, together we stand. Hand in hand, we'll make a brand new land. Real Tiffany Talks will light the spark. In the darkness, we'll leave our mark.
Hi. Welcome back. This is your girl, Tiffany S. Carter, and this is Tiffany Talk, where real conversations are happening, and you are absolutely a part of the conversation. Welcome back for Women's History Month. We just celebrated Women's International Day, and of course, I'm going to bring women all month of March. We are going to celebrate women and all that the accomplishments and the achievements that they bring to our lives. I read in one quote, to have a woman involved is like having a miracle. Now, I ain't saying that to the men because we love y'all too. But this Women's Month is celebrating women all around the world, internationally, locally. Celebrate the women in your lives. And a part of that, Tiffany is not just Tiffany. It's some amazing women that have became through my path on my journey that I've met. And one I'm so fond of tonight because she comes from my hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. And we have a lot of history together. Even our parents like grew up together, all types of stuff. But one thing that I love, because it's not just about knowing somebody, but if they're making a change and a positive difference inside, you see them in the environment. She is a real estate broker. And let me tell you something, Miss Aormeese know her stuff. And I know her by Mimi. So I might not be calling her that all night. But I want to welcome to the platform. And it might be, not new to me, but new to you all, Miss Mimi, where she's at. And let me see something right quick. Look at her right there. Y'all see her? Isn't she pretty? Now here she goes in the flesh. Hey, Mimi.
How are you?
Fine. And it's so funny. And I felt so ashamed of myself. I was like, did I ever know her name? It is so beautiful. Aormeese, say her name.
It's Aormeese, and it's okay. Everybody call me Mimi.
Right, my whole life. So that's why I was
Yes.
like, now you crazy, but it's such a beautiful name. I just thought about it. I was like, that's really unique. So Mimi, thank you for coming on my platform. And you the real estate. You've been doing your thing out here in Atlanta, honey. That's why I brought you over here so you can give us some tips on how we can get ready for the home buying process. I know for a fact if somebody comes, and you don't have to take my word for it, but you're going to get a wealth of knowledge from her. So tune in tonight and make sure you share this video. Here you go, Mimi. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you became on this journey.
So real estate for me, so I started back in 2008, and that is when the market crashed, if you know. But so a lot of families were displaced during that time, and they didn't really have anywhere to go, any kind of guidance, because they were just losing homes. So I always knew that I had a passion for just helping others. That's just kind of how I grew up. And so those families, I was like, well, somebody need to advocate for them. And I think it's because I've kind of been where they are before, the foreclosure and that situation. So I'm like, who's advocating for these people? So I was able to start real estate. I had to find a niche in that market where agents were quitting, going back to work, leaving the business. So I had to find some type of niche or avenue for me to either stay in this business or go back to a 9-to-5. So that's when I started helping those families get into housing, whether it be rental, lease to own programs, to just kind of put them back on a path so they can be a homeowners again at some point.
Right. So we kind of know how you started your journey, but what was interesting in me when we talked, because, a lot of people are getting into the real estate field, but one thing that you remember when I was considering it, you know, a whole little journey about whatever. But I remember you say, hey, you know, this is a consistent game, and I have been in sales for a while, but still, you was like, hey, this is a consistent game. But what inspired me more about you is because you told me the honesty part of it. Like, hey, Tiffany, I just didn't come out here selling no houses. I was like, give us part of that story so that you can inspire those real estate agents that's like, hey, this is not, you know, I just want to do this for the aesthetic. I just want to do this where you're like, hey, this is the hustle and the bustle. Tell us about that.
It is. It is not what is portrayed on social media. I came into the business. I didn't sell any homes, zero, my first year in real estate. So now it's different now. If agents are coming in the game now, I think they can leverage so much. You have technology that has changed. You have tools and systems and processes. If you have those in place, you can come in the game and do a little, but consistency is key. You are right. If you're not consistent with it, it doesn't happen overnight. It is not kind of what people make it look like. It's all glam. It is really, you have to put in the work. You have to be consistent with it. And over time, it will pick up. So yeah, it didn't happen overnight for me. Like I said, I didn't have any sales the first year.
What kept you going though? What kept you going?
So that was the only option for me. I had to make it work. I was not going back to a 9-to-5 and get laid off again. When I got laid off, I was like, I'm not getting laid off no more. I'm going to make this work. So that was it. I just kept being consistent. I didn't give up. I started developing relationships. So I didn't have any sales, but so that's what kind of how I shifted over to rentals, because during that time while I was building those relationships, I was able to lease homes in the process. And that kind of kept the income coming in until I could get to that closing.
Okay. And now I definitely know, because you need to follow her on social media, how it's going down. You know, you listing them and booking them and selling them and closing them and renting them too. So, you know, we're going to hear more about that as we come back on this next part, because I want to dig deeper. Not only what motivated you just said some of it, but who was your biggest influence? Well, let me take that now. Who was your biggest influence in the real estate industry?
So, believe it or not, a lot of people do not know. My mom was a realtor.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
she was a realtor. She was really successful at it. People loved her. And I think it was her, how she dealt with people, her customer service, and how she dealt with them. And people just loved it. And she was successful at it. So that inspired me. She's inspired me. I want to say it's some girls out there in the game that are really doing their thing. So I kind of got me a mentor in the game. And I looked at what people were doing. And they were in a place in their real estate where I wanted to be. So I just kind of adopted their system and kind of followed them and got under their mentorship. And from there, you know, I grew. But it was just aligning myself with the right people.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. Well, when we come back, we're going to get more about Miss Mimi and her journey as soon as after our partners have this commercial break, okay? We'll be right back.
My name is Tiffany S. Carter. I'm the host of Tiffany Talks. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm sitting here in Kissimmee, Florida with Westgate Resort, because guess what? I'm their partner. I am so grateful that I partner up with Westgate. We're the gift that keeps on giving. You know where to get the free stuff. You know where to get the vacations. Share your time with Westgate, where we love to go on vacations. I don't work for cars, homes, or any of those things. I work for vacations. Come and join Tiffany Talks. But here at Westgate Resorts, we welcome you where all the fun is happening, and you're invited. Let's vacation together. Click the link below.
Also, please check out Tracy and Friends. If you're in the Atlanta area, there are specials every single week. So make sure you stop by and tell them Tiffany Talks sent you. Then we have Diversified Marketing, who is sponsoring one of our moments. Also, please sign up for the Kidney Walk. That's on March 29th, 2025 in Huntsville, Alabama. Join Team Thrive today. I hit the details below. And don't forget to check out your girl every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 Central Time. Tiffany Talks on Envision Radio. And then you already know, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Real Tiffany Talks. And then also at IG at Tiffany S_Carter. And also at TikTok at Real Tiffany Talks. And like I said on the video, from a sponsor from Westgate Resorts, if you go and subscribe to some of these, at least 3 of my channels, you can win a trip. So don't forget to DM me and say, win a free trip, because your trip is coming your way. You deserve a vacation. Now we're back with Miss Aormeese Maxwell. Let me bring her back here. Here, we're back. A moment for some of our sponsors. So, and if you want to sponsor on Tiffany Talks, just DM me. Now, back to the conversations with Miss Mimi Maxwell. So, as we talked about how your journey started, what motivated your journey. Now it's the part, because it's like a meal we're preparing. In your opinion, what has been some of the biggest, because it's Women's Month, right? So, what has been some of the biggest challenges as a woman that have you faced in this industry?
Yeah. As a woman, a lot of times it's trying to prove yourself or just show that you're worthy of this opportunity. And then you have challenges of a lot of us we're entrepreneurs, but we have multiple hats. So we're raising kids, we are wives, or we're doing so much, and we need that support system sometimes. But I think those are sometimes the biggest challenges, is just trying to time management and still show that, I'm qualified to do this.
Okay. And so, in doing that, so you're saying you're qualified to do it in different things.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other ways, like, just to stay ahead of your game, like, that you can convey to any, like, industry, because real estate is about the heart, the consistency of a method, of a system, and then you have to bring yourself. You have to bring yourself, your personality, especially in real estate. People buy from people they like.
That's
so
right.
You're obviously likable. So what tell us some, because I thought, I'm serious, Mimi. I thought that everybody was supposed to be likable, how I grew up. But I didn't realize that was a gift, to teach people how to build relationships. So give us some tips of people that's just like, I don't like meeting people. Get like some quick little, it don't have to be long,
So I think most people, the reason why they're a little nervous is because they don't know. It's kind of like a lack of education. So I always tell people, just learn as much as you can about your craft, your whatever it is, learn it, become an expert at it. And that way, when you're talking about it, you talk with a little more confidence, and you're not so worried. So definitely, I would just say, learn, definitely educate yourself. Make sure you have systems and processes in place. Without that, really, you just can't, you're saying you're just no roadmap. You need a roadmap, just like navigation. Wherever you want to go, you need to know where you're going. So definitely have your systems and processes in place. Be confident. Mindset is huge, because when doubt set in, it'll make you want to give up. So you definitely need to make sure that you are doing your affirmations every day to just keep yourself motivated. So even when the season is down and when it's up. So, that's what I would tell you to do. Just definitely educate yourself and just stay motivated and work on that mindset.
So, of course, thank you for that. And so, of course, the next part of this piece is, you've told us, what inspired you, what you've had to overcome during your journey. Like, hey, I didn't come out the gate busting or hitting home runs, but I'm hitting them now. Now, even though everybody is not going to take that role on the business side, but what kind of ways are you sharing tips? And I'm going to ask you for your socials on becoming a home buyer, because that's what you do, sell homes. So about, because I know, and when are you going to give a workshop next, and just different things that you're doing to implement that education piece, that knowledge piece.
Yes. So what I do, these are my tips for future homeowners. You need to have a plan of action. So the first thing you want to do is get with a lender. So they can look at your financial scenario. So they need to look at the credit. They need to see where you are credit wise. What do you have saved? If you don't have a savings, you need to have some type of system so you can start saving to that. And that's the whole thing. When you get with a realtor, or you get with your realtor, they can put together that plan of action, because they can put you with the lender so that you can have a roadmap of where you need to go. Some may be ready right now. Some may not be ready for another year, another 2 or 3 years. But that's the point. You need to have some type of system and plan so you know where you're going. So that's it. I would first, say, look at your credit, see where you are. Don't let it discourage you, whatever the score is, because anything is possible. If you see it there, I've seen people, I've helped people go from a 400 credit score and they had to rent, temporarily, but we gave them a plan of action. So to see somebody go from a 400 and now you at the closing table with them, they making it like, this is impossible. Like, you're changing lives. You're taking people from believing something is impossible to possible, because you've given them a plan of action that most people don't know. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. And so that's my advice, is just get with a professional so that you can get to a plan of action to know where you're going.
And that's another method that I've seen you do, is that just because they're not buying today doesn't mean they're not a buyer. And I think that's awesome of you, Mimi, because I refer a lot of people out where I currently, and I'm like, just because they're not a buyer today, you can help them create, and you'll create buyers. And when you do that, Mimi, doesn't it automatically create referrals?
Once it create referrals. All of my business is referrals. That's it.
I already know. That's why I was like, helping people when you don't see, they might not benefit you immediately, but just having patience, because you're a problem solver, right? So whatever you pick up to sell, you're trying to solve the problem in it. But I noticed that you did that, and I was like, she's smart. She's very smart, and she's doing that method because it works. Just because they're not saying yes today don't mean they're not going to say yes tomorrow.
That's true. And those are the people, I've been in their shoes. So that's why I'm more compassionate, and I can advocate for them. And I don't, because I've been there. I know, you know what I'm saying? I had the bad credit. I've been through foreclosure. I've been through divorce, and divorce puts you through different situations. So I've been through it all. So I can help those people and guide them along the way. I'm not going to leave them behind.
Yeah, and I think that's what creates the winner in you, and that's what creates what I see, a woman that helps other, not just women but people, empowering people. Because I think sometimes when we get to these statures and we make a little more money than others, now it's time to look. I don't want this, but you don't even understand this client base. Probably will get you to the next level, because if you help them, people love people that help them, and they're gonna always refer you. So just becoming a resource. So I think you do well at that, at becoming that resource. So tell us how we can get, because again, Mimi is from Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown. Tell us how they can get connected with you from TikTok to Facebook, especially in the Atlanta area, for those who are looking for a house. And I 1,000 out of 1,000 refer her in the Atlanta area. So I know that she's going to do you well and treat you right and give you what you need. Sometimes not even what you want, but probably what you need, and have the patience to do it and the patience to do it. So tell us how we can get in contact with you, Mimi.
So I am Mimi Jenkins on all platforms, and it's Meemee Jenkins, and that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
And you know what? And I'm upstairs calling her Mimi Maxwell, knowing good and well that is. I thought about that when I was like, oh my goodness. Well, at least by the time her flyer come out, her new flyer, he'll have Jenkins. And I'm sorry, Mr. Jenkins, because I know she's been married for a long time. She's been married for at least like almost 20 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. So she is happily married. So, but respect to Mr. Maxwell. That's who I know. That was my business partner, Mr. Maxwell. But it's Jenkins. It's Jenkins. But I think But
Thank
this
you
has
for
been so
having me.
fun. I always love when women who just are in their element and bringing so much to it, and just seeing the growth in you and knowing that
Yeah.
you're going to have so many things. Again, please get at Miss Mimi Maxwell. By the time this films on YouTube, there will be some information of how to get in contact with her and how to call her to set up that plan. She said something there. She ain't just selling homes. She said the plans so that you can execute the plan. So that means you gonna close with my girl here and you can list with her too. All right.
That's right.
So
Thank
anything
you.
left that you want, any motivation from Women's Month that you want to give any women, Mimi, before we close
Yes,
out?
know yourself, know your worth, and morals and integrity are everything. And all money ain't good money.
Ooh, you said it. Well, she said it there. So again, thank you so much for tuning in for another Tiffany Talks. I hope you are continuously enjoying all the shows of 2025. I'm sure we are definitely going to see so many more guests, and maybe one day you might be one of them. So thank you, Miss Mimi, for blessing this platform and where real conversations happen. And Miss Aormeese Jenkins, you were just a part of the conversation. Blessings
Thank
on your
you.
journey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this has been another Tiffany Talks. You know, I'm gonna bring the girls out that are doing something, okay? And please tune in for more Tiffany Talks this month. We have some guests that are lined up for you this year. You do not want to miss not one episode. So make sure you subscribe to all my socials. Like I said, on YouTube, Real Tiffany Talks, and on TikTok at Real Tiffany Talks, and on IG at Tiffany S_Carter. And you can follow the conversation all year long. Thank you and have a blessed evening. This has been your girl, Tiffany S. Carter, and I just had a real conversation with Aormeese Jenkins. Real conversations are happening here where you are a part of the conversation. Have a good night.
Welcome to the show where voices rise. Real Tiffany Talks, let your truth shine bright. In a world so loud, let's find our way. Together we'll share. Come on, May. Real Tiffany Talks, let's make a change. You're part of the journey, come take the stage. Speak your mind, let your heart be free. With every story, we're creating harmony. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space